As a mechanism contrived to address the seemingly perceived anomalies in the Nigerian electoral process, how does the populace view the effects of post-election disputes? What has been the resounding impact in our democracy, economy, and the political system? The Abia Online team stormed the streets of Ubani and Abia to hear directly from the populace, from the literate themselves, given the fact that after elections, most people-oriented politicians seem to have changed focus from politics to governance in a bid to reduce needless distractions and waste of resources that emanates from post-election disputes. Why is Abia's case different? Stay with us as we take you through this episode of the talk show. Believe me, it promises to be mind-boggling. Stay with us.
I don't think it's favorable to me. I think the next thing, bro, to move this place forward, it's better we drop that money used for court. Use it for the elderly ones like we, for the less, for petty traders, whatever you can do. There's no need going to court. We are just deceiving ourselves. That's all I can say about it.
I happen to, be at the forefront of, the effect of the long dragging of the tribunal post-election tribunal process, and if I'm asked, I would say it's not really advisable. My reasons are that, number one, the judicial system down here is really nothing to write home about, and having to drag them to court doesn't ascertain that the mandate or justice will be served. And at the end of the day, the incumbent government uses it as an excuse, to deny the citizens of the basic amenities that they deserve, and the civil servants of their remunerations. So if you ask me, I don't think it's a wise move to engage in the post-tribunal electoral process in Nigeria.
Actually, the misconception people have about post-election, in the sense that when someone is handling a post-election matter, that you'll be distracted, is not true. Because the issue of whether you won or you didn't win the election is for the court to decide. And moreover, you don't need anything in the state resources to do your post-election matters. You bring your lawyers, they go to court, they ventilate their grievances on issues of law. So it shouldn't even distract the governors. Even sometimes the governor does not come as witness in such matters. So in what way are they distracting you? So for me personally, my humble opinion is that it does not distract anybody.
When somebody is aggrieved, he has a right to go to court, seeking redress and all that. So for winning and then somebody going to court is ideal, it's possible, and nobody should stop anybody from doing that. But the question then is, if after all the courting and all that, nothing happens, one is expected to know that something has gone out of government. The time we waste going to court and coming out, a lot of manpower, man-hour, money and all that had gone. And that will also come against the people of the state. So give and take. If we know ab initio that there is no point going to court, why go to court? So we are saying, at the long run, it may not pay us to go to court, but we can amicably discuss issues and then resolve.
And that thing don't tire also issue of court. Now say they do one last time. So everything, every governor go talk say that because of the court, they need to work. So me, I prefer say as they don't win, they don't swing them in. People waiting for court, maybe they put their sword back. Let's work with the governor so that if he finish in tenure, he go step down so that another person go enter where we like.
They should repent. Taking them to court is of no use to Abia State. It's making us to spend our money unnecessarily. The one you use in developing Abia, you'll be using it in going to court, which is unfair.
I think the tribunal case will also go the same way the past election goes. I will advise all these other parties to just accept it in good faith. They should accept it in good faith because I don't see anything that going to court, they can't achieve anything, if I'm to say. And they will not achieve anything in court. They will end up as the previous case.
I personally feel that the previous one did more harm than good to Abians. The money that should have been used in development of Abia was wasted in the court. Whatever be it, election is election. In whatever form it takes, whoever has defeated and the result announced should be allowed to continue and not wasting time and wasting money.
Definitely there must be a tribunal, and there's nothing we can do about it, because the other one is saying I am the one that won, the other one is saying the mandate is stolen from me. I begin to tell him that maybe there's no tribunal. I don't think that one is fair. It's not fair. So I think everyone has the right to fight for his mandate, and the court has the right to say, okay, either Mr. A or Mr. B. You understand? So that's my candid opinion about it.
You know, the election have been run, and by the grace of God, the Excellency, the Chief Doctor Okezip Azo has won. I will suggest that they should leave him to finish this tenure, so that let's see what God will use him to do in Abia State. If God will use him marvelous way to at least to do things, make things happen in Abia State. That is what I will say. There is no need of going to court, spending money. The money that they are going to spend there, last 4 years has gone. They are in court. You can see people are crying. A lot of things are happening. No money, money is not circulating. To even sell, it's a problem. To get contract is a problem due to they are not well paid. Because the issue is going to court. When he's going to court, he will be spending money. So I would suggest that they should leave him so that he will finish his project, his good work, his good project that he has started in Abia State. Let him finish it. Then 4 years has gone now. Another person will enter. Then we'll continue where he stopped. That is my own suggestion.
Welcome back. Those were views and opinions of Abians. Our guest in this episode of the talk show is a legal luminary, a lecturer of law at Abia State University, Utru. It is no other person than Dr. Hagla Okorio. He is here to share with us his wealth of knowledge and experience garnered in his numerous participation in post-election disputes. It may also interest you to know that Dr. Okoro here has written several books on post-election disputes and how to curtail its negative impacts. Doc, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you, viewers. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we want to thank you for giving us your time today. Actually, it is a pleasure having you here, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, sir, we recently stormed the streets of Abia. We had one thing in mind. We wanted to know how Abians see or perceive the post-election dispute that is going on in the state now. We want to see if, we believe that if one is fighting for a mandate given to him by the people, and the people should be in support of that person that is fighting. So we wanted to see Abians carried along in this dispute. What do they think about it? We also examined the past dispute we had in Abia State. What were its effects to the government? The past administration complained that they were distracted because they were in court. And I can also tell you, this same administration was in court during this ending tenure. Now to defend his mandate, at least for 3 years he was in court and went to the Supreme Court for 3 consecutive times. Now I can remember one occasion when he said, yes, it's good that he has done something, but the fact that he was distracted cannot be removed totally. So we cannot just overlook the distraction that comes with this post-election disputes. So we have interviewed people, even we were opportune to meet a lawyer who argued with us and said that there was nothing like distraction to someone who is sitting on a position like the governor, that all he needed to do was just send his lawyers to court. He doesn't need to be there and everything will be okay. Then we asked him questions about how it can affect the economy of the state. He said no, that there's no way it could have affected the economy of the state, that the person, that the case is against one person, so it's also the person that is going to defend himself. So how do you see this? We called you to come here and explain to us, and Abia, what are the stresses, what are the pains, what are the distractions that are attached to this post-election dispute? If there are none, we also want you to tell us, sir.
Well, thank you so very much. Speaking from the perspective of an academic, post-election dispute strictly is a pure distraction on the person who it is against. I must commend one of my write-ups, which is on the net. If you just Google Aglokore or Google www.edu, you'll see there's an article I wrote on using alternative dispute resolution to resolve post-election dispute.
Alternative dispute resolution
to resolve post-election dispute.
Yes.
And if you look at that, my work, I gave so many reasons why it's important to use arbitration, negotiation, conciliation, to resolve than election petition tribunal. All my life I've been in election petition. I've been a lawyer involved in election petition tribunal in Abia State, right from 1999 till date. And if you are looking for, it is that experiences I garnered as a practicing lawyer that made me write that article and posted it on the net. In fact, it was published by one of the institutions in Nigeria, but it's on net. Anyone who says that a governor, a sitting governor, is not distracted when he is in a tribunal, in court, I think the person is talking from a standpoint of disadvantaged knowledge. If not disadvantaged knowledge, it could also be prejudice or jaundice, as it were. We have seen in Abia, during the former governor Ochendo. Ochendo also, I used to call him then a governor at war, because he also encountered different petitions coming from, of course I was part of it, from here to, of course, for him he was lucky, the petition ended in the Court of Appeal. That's where it ended, right? But in 2015, we were not lucky. because there was an amendment to the Constitution that took the appeal to Supreme Court. So we had to do 3 rounds: tribunal, appeal, and Supreme Court.
3 rounds.
We had to do 3 rounds. And unfortunately too, we did it on 3 scores, 3 different petitions. Indeed, it affected and reflected on the pulse of Abia State.
That's where.
It's not just about the governor, because the governor is just one person you see.
Yes.
It's about the entire masses. It's about because election petition tribunal affects the political circumstances of the state. It affects the social circumstances of the state. It affects the economic circumstances of the state. And in fact, it also reflects in other spheres. So it is what do I call it? It's a phenomenon which any good citizen should look for a way around it.
To avoid it.
To avoid it. And I must commend the APC candidate for Umuahia South, Mrs. Fina. She instituted the petition against Barrister Jerus Osike of the PDP. Of course, I defended Jerus Osike as his PDP lawyer. So they filed their petition. Of course, we filed our reply. But the woman now, after the replies, decided to withdraw the petition on her own. And she consulted her lawyer and they filed a notice of withdrawal. 2 days ago, we went to court and the matter was withdrawn. She said for the interest of the people of Umuahia South. That's why she's doing it. And I think, I am a lawyer. Of course, they pay me to go and do this job. And I think as an Abian, I know what lawyers take to do election petition. And I tell our people, for our brothers and elderly persons who participated in the last election and who are angry for one thing or the other, I want to use the opportunity to say to them, granted that the Constitution guarantees you your right to complain, but you also should look the other way to say, what will happen to my people? The people you want to lead, or what will happen to them? In 2015 through 2016 and early part of 2017, we were in trenches in Abia. Of course, I must tell you, if you see the level of energy dissipated, the resources, finances of Abia dissipated, is not, I want to puncture the views of my learned friend who said it doesn't affect. It does affect. It does affect the pulse. It does affect the circumstances of the state. Because as a sitting governor, with such distractions, you do not have the comportment to govern your people. Of course, you will always be thinking, what's the next stage? And of course, election petition is the most costliest legal suit you can talk about in Nigeria, in fact in the whole world. Governorship hovers within a minimum of an average of 150 million. If you're paying a lawyer, a senior advocate of Nigeria.
Jesus
oh
Christ.
Yes, I'm talking as a man who is involved.
Yes.
Yes, if you engage a senior advocate of Nigeria, of course, in 2015, OT engaged 7 senior advocates.
Can you imagine?
Yes. And OT cannot engage 7 senior advocates, and a sitting governor, will not engage more than 7 senior advocates. Of course.
So you are saying that a senior advocate could be costing around 100 and something?
I said an average. I didn't say, I said an average.